time I realized that other cultures kind of get this, I need you to hear me. Other cultures tend to get this. And when I say other cultures, I'm talking about white culture, Indian culture. I'm talking about other cultures other than African Americans. And a lot of the time what happens is you're mistaking the playboy for a husband and you're trying to marry a playboy.
What's good, YouTube? This is KB LaFlare. You can call me KB. Welcome back to another video, man. We got something pretty good today, man. We got this beautiful sister pretty much trying to break down why a lot of your sisters, man, make poor choices, right? Right. While a lot of sisters, man, come up here who sit up here and say, hey, well, you know what, you have your black men that don't want to take care of their kids. You have these black men out here, man, that are just dusty, that just be disrespecting women, that be just out here just catcalling, just be out here, man, just don't even be on their grind. Don't even be on their grind. When you hear women say that, you're talking about a very small group of men, a very, 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 very small portion of black men. Right, because that's mainly what we're talking about. But you have a very small portion of black men who sit up here and do stuff like that. You have a very small portion of black men who are degenerates, right? Who go out here, man, and who just causing havoc in the streets, man, causing mayhem. Once again, I will always bring it up because we always have to tie it back to who, where do these degenerative little boys come from, right? These men who out here grape and steal and do all of that. What household do they come from? They come from a single parent household raised by their mothers, right? So you have these women who then jump online and say these men are this, these men are that, bash men, yada, 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 the same men that they're raising. And it's just like, once again, these are the same men that you're picking. You're raising them and you're picking them. So like I said, when you hear what the sister has to say, I just can't help but to think, man, you have so many sisters who just down black men all day, and they always want to blanket black men and say, hey, guess what, man, you have a very small group of men who do this stuff, and we're just going to say, hey, well, this is what most of your men do. When once again, your biggest argument a lot of your women like to go to is black men don't take care of their children, right? When statistically speaking, this is even backed by CDC, 70 to 80% of black men take care of their children. But every time you say that, you have women be looking around as, oh, I can't hear. I don't know what you're talking about. Is what this sister saying wrong?
Time I realized that other cultures kind of get this, I need you to hear me. Other cultures tend to get this. And when I say other cultures, I'm talking about white culture, Indian culture. I'm talking about other cultures other than African Americans. And a lot of the time what happens is you're mistaking the playboy for a husband and you're trying to marry a playboy instead of marrying a husband. And that's, a lot of women don't realize this. A lot of women don't realize this. And this is why you continue to have such horrible dating experiences, because you could be sitting there ignoring the husband material, ignoring the man that is already put you in his forever category. A man will sleep with you, hang out with you, Netflix and chill with you, and you are not his type at all, but he enjoys the sex, he enjoys your company, he enjoys the fun. And now as a woman, you've put this type of man into the husband material. They looked at the playboy and said, he just wasn't the one. He wasn't faithful. He wasn't ready to settle down. But Rebecca, as a matchmaker, I want you to find me the man who looks like Mr. Playboy, who wants to be loyal and faithful to me and committed to me, and find me my husband. But I want him to look like Mr. Playboy and act like Mr.
Like I said, man, you just got to love these sisters, man, who can just come up here, man, and just use common sense, man, that the Most High bestowed upon all of us, right? He gave us common sense, man, to use, and sad to say, but most of your sisters are not using it. Most of your sisters are not using it. But luckily we still have a lot of sisters, man, who can use common sense, who uses it for good reason, to sit up here, make platforms, to sit up here and try to help other men and other sisters, man, in other relationships. But the fact that you have you have so many accounts and podcasts, man, with women who are like Cynthia G's, your Cynthia G's of the world. Your women, man, who are just so vile, man, who just talk down on black men day after day after day, who just have a disdain, like no matter what a black man does, a woman just have to put him down, man. You have these type of women, man, who pick wrong men, and then they have just a battery in the back to say, hey, well, guess what? It's their fault. It's these men's fault. The reason why I picked them. I mean, it's no different than what the chick said, man, on one of the little podcast it wasn't a podcast, but some event, man, some weeks back with Anton Daniels, where she was saying, hey, man, listen, all these girls, man, who were dating these 23-year-old men when they were in high school, we were victims too. We were victims as well. Stop it.
This reminds me of a meme. It was a meme of a girl in high school, a girl and a guy in high school.
How you gonna shame me?
Hold on, I'm not shaming you. I'm actually
How you shame
I'm about to
good?
bring you full circle. I got your back. Watch
Perfect.
this. In the meme, they were in high school. When the nerd came up to the girl in high school, she was like, no, I don't want you. And then once she became a baby mama, he was a CEO executive and all that. And she's like, hey, you remember me? He said, no, I don't want you. I be feeling like, respectfully, y'all is the grown-up versions of the niggas that got hurt in high school while we was out fucking with the drug dealers. Let me tell you something. We were victims then making horrible-ass decisions with grown-ass niggas preying on us. Y'all gotta let that shit go. You didn't get no pussy in high school. You getting pussy now. Get over it,
Absolutely.
nigga.
Because how many times do you hear men bring up,
how
but what about the girls who had the older guys picking them up in high school?
Get the fuck
like
over
it was right. It wasn't right then. It is not right now. And she wasn't the one who was responsible for making it right. He was the older guy.
They can make more.
Stop it. You're just pointing fingers because this is your choice. You chose that. You chose that. Plenty of people told you not to go over there. Plenty of people told you not to do that. The fact that other little boys can sit over and say, like, I mean, dude, you know that's wrong. What do women say? What do them little girls say? Well, y'all not mature for enough for me. And the funny thing about it is I've experienced that. When I was in high school, I was trying to deal with a girl who was dealing with a guy, man, who had his own car, 23 years of age. And what do they always say? Well, y'all not mature enough for me. What are you talking about, nigga? Like we're young. But hey, let me stop before women start to say, hey, well, that's where your trauma started. That's where you have your trauma. Let's just say it's bad choices. Let's just say people try to avoid pointless conversations, these pointless statements that women make. Oh, well, we were victims too, man, when we were dealing with those 23-year-olds. When we told those 23-year-olds we were okay with doing whatever. Come on, man. So let's go ahead and read these comments. Someone says, I don't think she knows she's talking to a brick wall. Western women don't listen to nobody but that enemy of God in their own head and ego. LOL. Passport bros were invented for us who have an ounce of sense. Not gonna lie. Then somebody else says, what a comment section with the women's feedback. Then someone else says they want to marry the playboy and friends on the man that is husband material. And generally those are the guys, man, that you would claim, oh yeah, he's my best friend. Oh well, he doesn't want to have sex with me. He's just my best friend. We grew up together. He has my best interests at heart. Well, if that's the case, then that is the man you're supposed to be marrying. But a lot of girls will just go over here and just try to go deal with some Pookie, try to go deal with some Ray Ray, pick up all of this mileage, and then when it comes down time to, hey, well, you know what, I think I done reached my limit. Hey, maybe we could be together. What do the women always say? Oh, well, I just thought he was going to be the one for me. I was just going through it. I was just in a tough place. I was just in a tough spot. They always come up with the same BS, man, every time they get out that relationship. It's crazy. It's crazy. When they come back to you, man, and you're the fall guy, they always come up with some crazy excuse. Somebody else says, one came for me today, but he wasn't attractive and I was completely turned off. Am I supposed to be blind? Right? So someone else says, to be honest, I need a sister on my arm. Just need a real one. Then someone else says, black women are in a state of emergency. Someone else says, they love trying to turn something temporary into something permanent. They're doing this to themselves. Then someone else says, Kevin Samuels tried to tell them the same thing, but because it came from a man, you couldn't receive it. Then somebody else says, loyalty is a must. That playboy-ish is played out. So I'm gonna just leave that there, man. But y'all see it, right? Y'all see it in the comments, man. But for the most part, like I said, a lot of women, you will hear it, and I'm telling y'all, people, man, you see it in your shade room comments. You will see it in my comments. You will see it. You will see in many comments, man, where many sisters are proving the point. You will see many women, man, jumping in these comments. Oh, well, you know, black men are this, black men don't do this, black men don't do that, black men don't do this, black men are this, black men are scared. Yeah. You will hear so many women say that. And it's just like, okay, what type of men are you talking about and are you dealing with for you to have that type of sentiment? Because most men are not doing that. But they can't even point it out. They just talk about feels. They just talk about feels. That's all that is. And they all end up single, and they all are in a bitter place. Oh, well, I'm choosing to be single. I'm single by choice. Okay. So do me a huge favor, leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how y'all are feeling.